Several years ago, I was encouraged to sit down and make a video, kind of chronicling childhood pain. And the video was actually meant to be like this inspirational thing of like overcoming challenges and triumphing in life. But like so many other things in the wrong hands, it actually became a tool of pain and hurt. And I'm here today, several years later, probably like 7 or 8 years, too late, but later, to set the record straight about people that mean the world to me. Well, one person in particular. Um, so, Mom, this is the video that hopefully will undo some of the damage from the other video that was never supposed to cause the kind of damage that it did. So here goes. um, we all have a mom, right? I mean, well, if not now, we did have a mom or we wouldn't be here. But the amazing thing about my mom is that she gave me life twice. So obviously, when I was born, duh. But my mom also saved my life in 2003 because I fully believe that without her love and support, I would not have survived um, what I survived. So when I was 25, March 8th, 2003, I was married to my boyfriend of a year and a half. We ran off to Vegas and got married, whatever. We wasn't really eloping. We were going to have a party to like celebrate and bring our families together. And so, in fact, on March 30th, 2003, we were driving in rural Indiana to my new newlywed husband's parents' house to plan this party. But we didn't make it to their house because instead we were hit by a wrong way driver going up a hill in the wrong direction on a rural country highway. And I was paralyzed instantly when I landed, flew out of the truck we were in and landed on my back on the ground. And so that was that was life changing. Um, my newlywed husband of 22 days wasn't quite prepared to deal with a paralyzed wife. And I don't even blame him. Like, I don't blame him. But he didn't really own it. He just kind of abandoned me. Um, and my family, primarily my mom, was left to pick up the pieces. And so what I remember the most vividly was how every weekend that I was in the rehab hospital, my mom would wake up at like 3 o'clock on Saturday morning. And keep in mind, this is after working a full week at her job. Um, so every morning, wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and drive the 6 hours from my hometown to Indianapolis so that when I woke up in the morning, every weekend, the first thing I could smell was my mom's perfume. And I knew she was there. And I remember having Saturday therapy sessions. And I remember the first time I showed my mom how I could get out of my wheelchair and onto the little therapy table. And I could sit up by myself and just how we cried together because when I first got injured, the doctors didn't even know if I'd ever be able to sit up straight because my spine was so destroyed. And so that was my rehab experience, which I was only there for like 6 weeks. Um, I worked really hard. I really wanted to get out of there. Um, and so then I got home, and then things got really tough. Apparently, when you when you get paralyzed, it's entirely common for a person to deny that this is permanent, or to think that they actually have to live now with paralysis. And so I was no different. This was supposed to be a mistake, and God or whoever was going to correct it, and I was going to be fine. But that didn't happen. So I got home, and again, my brand new husband couldn't couldn't handle it. I was trapped in my house. I didn't have a ramp. I couldn't even sit outside and enjoy the sun. It was dark, dark, dark days. And yet, once again, my mom came to the rescue, and she helped me. We went out, we went to downtown Indy, we tooled around the city, we lived, and my mom helped me learn to live with my disability. And I had days when I just wanted to end it all. And I knew how I would end it all, and it wasn't going to be dramatic, and it wasn't going to be a big deal, and I wasn't going to go, cry for help. I was just going to do it. But every time I got close and thought about ending it, I thought about my mom, and I couldn't, because she loved me. So my mom saved me, gave me life, brought me back from the brink many times. And until now, I don't think I've done an adequate job of just really sharing how much my mom has meant to me, how much her love has meant to me. And so I compiled a list of some of the great character traits that I got from my mom. Many of these, I don't believe that I would be who I am without these. And so we had a tumultuous relationship um, from the time I was a teenager on. But there are life lessons that I have learned that have made me who I am today. And so I would like to share some of those. One of the biggest lessons that I learned is not to judge people by their skin color or their race or ethnicity, that there's no place for discrimination, and we all need to be more tolerant of one another. And I think this is a beautiful gift. I don't know how many people get this gift today, but I'm certainly glad I did. My mom taught me that class comes from who you are, how you treat people, how decent you are, and not how much money is in your bank account. And so, no matter how poor we were, it was not an excuse to be a jerk or treat people like garbage, because it didn't matter. Because I was going to work hard, which is lesson 3. Work hard and dream big, and you can achieve greatness, and you don't have to be held back by your poverty or the lack of opportunities or crummy circumstances. So work hard and dream big, and you can achieve great things. And so a few bumps along the way, big bumps, terrible bumps, but here I am. One of my favorites, Mom, thank you, is that a woman needs to be with a man who is at least her intellectual equal, or she'll be bored. Didn't want to hear that when I was 16, did I, Mom? I'm so glad you said that, because it's truth. Another one, love this one. A woman should be able to take care of herself. Sharing life with a man is all fine and good, and companionship and friendship, and that's all happy stuff. It's good stuff. But a woman does not need a man for the world to revolve around. A woman can be strong and independent and love somebody, but not need somebody. Uh, and the last lesson that I've touched on already is the lesson of forgiveness and unconditional love and all of the hurt over years and years. Forgiveness is a really big deal. Forgiveness is a gift, and I don't even think I'm deserving of it most days. When I think about all the ugly, um, I just don't know what to say. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I let myself be controlled and manipulated for far too long, and as a result, I think it's safe to say most of the people in my family suffered in one way or another. Um, no one bigger than my mom's suffered. And so I don't think I deserve forgiveness, but I would really like it. Um, I'm going to end with one of my favorite stories because it just seems fitting. So I don't remember much about, well, I remember the accident, March 30th, 2003. I remember being in shock. I remember the ambulance coming. I remember the shock wearing off and pain, like insane, incredible pain. So I had to be on like pain pills, pain, whatever, patches, I don't know. And so from that point forward, from the time I got to the hospital and started being treated for my pain, I don't remember a lot. And I didn't remember this. Actually, somewhere in the recesses of my mind, I think I do remember this, but um, I heard it after the fact. Um, okay, so imagine this little country hospital in Crawfordsville, Indiana, and I am, again, just like a mangled mess. My spine is, I don't know the details, my vertebrae has been demolished, shattered, non existent. Obviously, spinal cord injury was a concern and a valid one. And the nurse, the nurse at the hospital was like, "We need to call your mom. We need to let her know that you've been in an accident." And I like begged them not to call my mom because I didn't want her to be worried about me. And again, I was packed up on pain medicine, half out of my mind, but I remember that. And when I heard it, I remembered it. And so I never want you to worry, Mom. I'm good. Actually, I think for the first time in 17 and a half years, I'm really, really good. I'm sorry for all the years of hurt and pain. I don't want to hurt you anymore. I know how to make up for what I did, but I know I don't want you to hurt anymore. And I don't want you to worry about me. I'm better than I've been. Hell, 17 years, maybe ever. And I love you. And I always will. I'm sorry. And I know that you did the best you could with what you had throughout my life. I know that. And so thank you for that. I love you more than I can even say I love you.